Good morning. It is Thursday, June 19th.
I'll go get coffee.
Go get yourself a coffee. I filled the carafe.
Oh, I was gonna go to a coffee shop.
I was just gonna walk to a coffee shop. I'd be back, later tonight.
Night.
Morning, everyone. All right. That was good. I did something I don't usually do. And, I think it helps sleep. It is kind of related. I woke up this morning, and I was feeling real tired. I don't know if I woke up like during REM or whatever, but I was real tired, and I was like, ugh. And I set a timer for 5 minutes. Gee, my mods are vicious. Holy crap. I slept five additional minutes. And I fell asleep. And that was wild. Nita says, don't you usually snooze things? Only the reminders for the air filters. But like for me as a person sleeping, I do not ever snooze. It's something I just like never do. But I did it this morning. And after 5 minutes, I woke up and I felt more awake. And I was like, neat. How does that work? I don't know. It's magic. I've snoozed before, but I usually snooze like, you wouldn't call it snooze. You would be like, oh, my alarm went off when it shouldn't have. I'm going back to sleep. That's not the same as snooze. Snooze is like, well, if you ask Apple, it's 9 minutes. It's exactly 9 minutes. And screw you if you feel like it should be any different amount of time. They're letting you change that, by the way. I know that iOS has been around for like 25 years, but that's one of the upcoming updates in iOS 26. Is that they're going to be like, you can actually adjust that. So for anyone that snoozes religiously, you'll be able to change that. I just woke up and set a timer for 5 minutes, and that ended up being enough. I don't think that would have normally been enough time, but I was pretty tired when I woke up. I was like, and then I set for 5 minutes, and then I woke up again, and I was like, oh wow. Anyway, she returns with coffee. I'm gonna guess a Selena Gomez Oreo. A single Selena Gomez Oreo. I thought you were using that as a napkin. I was like, what's happening? The Selena Gomez Oreos are cinnamon and chocolate.
They're very good.
They are good. I don't like Oreos, really. And they're still not, like, good because they're Oreos. But are they better than normal Oreos? I feel like they are. We bought them to make a vlog. And we ate a lot of them. They're like half gone. I used it. I was here before you.
What?
Sometimes you are here before me. Does Selena Gomez show up and eat them with you? I feel like they would cost more than $4.
If that were the case.
If that were the case. That would be wild, though. That'd be a good commercial for them. There's people just eating the cookies, and then she walks in.
Maybe that is the commercial. We don't watch regular TV. I forget commercials happen.
Yeah, but like, there's like ads on the internet, on videos.
I suppose so.
I mean, there are occasions where we do watch TV, like in a hotel or something, and I'll see an ad and I'll be like, I've never seen this before. Because if they're not running ads on the internet, like, there's no chance I'm going to see them. But oh, man. Did you weren't here? Did you know that I snoozed
Snoozed what?
this morning?
What?
I went back to bed for 5 minutes.
Oh.
I don't do that. And I was like, 5 minutes. And when I woke up, I was more awake. I feel like I've snoozed in the traditional sense in the past, and I woke up and it did not help.
Okay.
But this was different. This was like a completely different experience. So this just in, man getting 5 more minutes of sleep refreshes him. It just doesn't seem like it should work. Doesn't it?
Sometimes it doesn't.
It really doesn't. 5 minutes of sleep, 300 seconds of sleep. Just doesn't seem like enough to do anything, and yet this morning it really did help. Neat. I want to read some alerts. We got 56 months from Cock9, 81 from Hi Ryu, 44 from Rebel Tech TV, 81 from Chrissy G, 30 from Arcane Leo, and East gifted a sub to Fubbly Fubbles. 50 months from Valix Butterfly, 45 from Private Butter for Christ, 72 from Everchanger, that's a 6. 69 months from Lixrin, nice.
This is too hot.
And 29 months from Rays of Sunshine. Morning.
Good morning.
Did you sleep okay?
Yeah, I did. Took me a little bit to fall asleep, but it wasn't bad.
Well, good. I'm glad that you did a rest.
Coffee.
I woke up twice. Kind of 3 times. I just realized... Oh, yeah. Oh.
You woke up a few times?
Well... Yeah. I woke up to pee.
Okay.
Like, I woke up and I had, like, oh, I really have to pee. What the heck?
Okay.
Like my bladder was, like, full. And I was like, okay. And I hate that feeling. Because sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, I gotta pee. And sometimes you're like, what? I really have to pee. And I went and sat on the toilet. And my body just didn't want to pee. So I had these 2 opposing forces of, like, you're gonna die, and the other force of, like, you can't. And then I woke up.
And you had to pee?
No, I woke up on the toilet. I had fallen asleep on the toilet.
Oh.
Because I sat down and I was like, waiting for something to happen, and I was like, oh my god. But I'm still exhausted.
Yeah.
So I had, like, leaned my torso forward, and then I woke up, and I was like, oh, I'm here.
And then you peed.
I did.
Okay. Then you went back to bed.
Then I went back to bed. But I also woke up one additional time to pee later. But it wasn't that time I just went and peed and went back to bed.
Okay.
So, yeah. I just remembered that happened. It was weird. That was super, like, discombobulating to wake up on the toilet and be like, what's going on? And then my brain being like, you had to pee really bad, but you couldn't pee. And I'm like, oh, can I pee now? And my body's like, well, yeah. Yeah, no problem. No wonder I feel like I need a nap. And, like, how long was I there? Don't know. We've already established that I can fall asleep in 5 minutes, so, like, it's hard to say. Could have been a very short amount of time. Toilet rest doesn't get you to REM. You sure?
No.
I guess not. Some Slick Duke says, this talk about regular TV reminded me about how my TikTok is now inundated with clips from the show Decorating Sense and the terrible choices made. Mal, has yours been taken over?
I think Haley sent me a clip.
I'm assuming it's a decorating show from, like, HGTV.
Yeah, she sent me one that was like, we took pages from a book and stained them with tea and then decoupaged them to the front of this dresser. And it was bad.
There is a lot of that stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of that stuff exists solely for the purpose... it's not even necessarily to be good. It's just because it looks insane, so you'll send it to other people. So there's people that make a living off of, like...
Yeah.
Insane things. And, like, to their credit, like, in the year of our Lord 2025, I guess that's a job. And that's fine. I mean, you know, if you're entertained, I guess it counts as entertainment. Rage bait. Coca Yellow, no, it's not fine. I mean, the ones that do ups, I don't care much about the furniture ones and people making, the thing that bothers me the most, and again, bother is a strong word maybe for this, but if I find the ones where people are doing those videos where it's like life hacks I didn't know about, and then they start doing, I don't know, they'd like take a straw and they're like, did you know if you take a straw and you cut it down the middle and then you put one end in the milk and then you put the other end in a potato and then you smash it a bit, and they just keep doing all of these things, and it's like some way to do something that takes you 1 or 2 steps, but it takes them like 14 steps. But you can't stop watching it because yes, exactly. Because that guy's like, well, wait, what happens with the potato? Exactly. They're doing something, and then they introduce something that makes no sense, and you're like, well, what? So your brain is interested enough to be like, well, what's happened to this? And then it just never stops. And then at the end, nothing has happened. And you're like, what? Okay. Those are the ones that I don't... Oh, man. There's that one guy... Oh, my God. There's that one guy on social media, and he doesn't talk, and he just watches the other people that do these insane things, but then he does them like the normal way. Have you seen that guy? He does it just like the normal way, and then he's like... I'm like, that's good. They call it stitching when you put two short form contents together, and I'm like, that's good. KB Lame, that's it.
My favorite thing is when I haven't checked what Haley has sent me, and I send her something, and then I go check what she has sent me, and it's the same thing.
Jess says, I like the home improvement ones that intentionally overpaint or whatever to get all the Facebook dads to comment about how they did it bad. But most of my... I don't use TikTok, but like my shorts feed just gets on a very specific subject and then stays there for a long time. And because I have different channels and I'm always swapping between the different channels, I have very different feeds. It's interesting. It's fun.
Yeah,
one of them is still stuck in stand-up comedy.
Haley and I just sent each other one where it's a guy in Bath and Body Works, and there's a sign that says Tomato Girl Fantasy because there's like a tomato scented body spray or something. And she sent it to me, and I didn't check it, and then I sent it to her.
My stand-up channel, which I don't know which channel it is. It might be the VOD channel. It's hard to say. It always shows me like different stand-up things, but it's got in its head that my favorite stand-up comedian is Gianmarco. Have you seen Gianmarco though? And like Gianmarco's funny. I like Gianmarco, but like that's almost all it is. So I'm now whenever I'm if I'm looking at shorts and I'm getting a lot of that, I'm like, wait, I'm on the VOD channel. I got to switch channels because it doesn't understand to show me anything else. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go over to the other one, the other channel where it's just shows from Showtime, but are cut into 60-second clips. I've slowly watched the entirety of Boardwalk Empire, but in vertical. I've seen all of Boardwalk Empire out of order with no context.
They're gonna revoke your film degree.
They should. Especially because like half of them have the same song playing over it. Oh, that's the other thing. And Mal told me that this was a fad on TikTok like months ago.
Oh, it's still going though.
Okay, I only just now, one of my feeds, everything that comes across, pretty little baby, everything, even if it doesn't like add to anything, every single song, and I'm like, have I done something to indicate, like, if you watch one short with that song in it, does YouTube be like, he likes that song, I think. That's what he wants to see. Because that feed... Yeah, NDL, get off social media. Correct. That feed, all of the content is random, but it's all that song. Like, it takes me to, like... Suddenly I'm zooming away to like a school in India where like a guy is like, I need my students to draw a square but with 3 lines. Pretty little baby. Then I go to the next thing and it's like a plumber trying to fix a sink and it's like pretty little baby. And I'm like, I'm shaking in rage. Anyway, just never pick up your phone ever again. Unless it's to watch this stream. That's fine. Do that. Anyway, I am starting to realize why people just delete the internet off their phone, because it's like, if this is the internet, like I don't want to participate. There's a lot of reasons to be mad about the internet. This isn't something that I had like foreseen. But this is we're getting there. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh yeah, 6 months from the Great Crispo 1994. 300 Bits of Shy says, during Tuesday's Anime Talk, Stephen pitched his theoretical show premise, roughly a library romance with a ghost. I thought it'd be funny to find something like that, so here's the closest I could get. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Well, mine wasn't a library romance with a ghost. Mine was a coffee shop romance with a ghost. Although, I do believe that probably exists as well. And depending on who you ask, a library and a coffee shop are remarkably similar.
Are you looking at me because you know I've been to both?
Famed explorer Mallory George has been to both a library and a coffee shop. She is well-traveled and versed in the world.
They're putting a new coffee shop by campus I want to try.
Raleigh has some coffee shops.
Yeah.
And by some, I mean 100.
There's a good deal of, like, bean roasters, too. Like, there's one out in Chapel Hill that roasts their own beans there. They have, like, a separate building for it. I had gone there with Brandon at some point, and there's, like, all this beautiful outdoor seating that's, like, terraced on a ravine.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, like, a bunch of, like, bistro lights up. It's really neat. I want to go when it's, not 108 heat index.
And he's asking the hard-hitting questions. How many are topless drive-thrus?
Isn't there one we found out?
Just one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's topless. I don't think there's nudity. I think it's like, what's the word?
Hooters-esque. The coffee.
Hooters-esque is not the word. I would say, what's that word in Webster's? Hooters-esque, that's it. Tasteful. No, I'm thinking of, what's the... Boudoir is what I was thinking of. Which is not really the word.
Yeah, that's not the word.
But that's the word that came to mind for that style. Yeah. That's not... There is only one of those places.
Yeah.
You'd think statistically we'd probably have more than one, considering that there's, like, so many coffee shops. But as it turns out, most people don't want to, I don't know, mix business with pleasure? I'm not sure. We got Dishnet gifting a sub to Not David Lynch, and 76 months from Gadzooks. There's also an art in the queue. Look at this.
Who Lion? This is amazing.
It's really good.
Who Lion?
It's really good. It's a hard image to explain, because, like, you get it immediately, but then you're like, but why? And why the color scheme? Mal played The Lion King.
On Monday night.
And Sappy did a rendition of Who Child. That image, though, that you saw...
is accurate to the game.
It's really accurate to...
color scheme.
Yeah, like, it's... Mal played The Lion King, and then after finishing The Lion King for Genesis, I was like, well, hold on now. Before we go, load up the Game Boy version. And Mal played about half of the Game Boy version. It was, something. You're gonna play Aladdin?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Aladdin Monday night.
That'd be fun. You're gonna.
There it is.
Yeah. So that's out of the game.
Yeah. Color scheme and all.
Man, what a wild experience. It's really good. There are some other images from the game that were also pretty spectacular. I had seen them after the stream, and I was like, ah. They only got so many pixels. I don't know what is the screen resolution of a Game Boy? Like 128 by 117 or something? It's like about 100 by 100. There's not a lot of 12 by 12. Every game. Stick figures. 160 by 144. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of screen real estate to work with. So whenever you get an image like, I mean, that's... I don't want to say that was done by a master Disney artist, but, you know... 300 bits from Gadzooks. It says, do you two want a strange sports name? No? Well, too bad. It's Hi, Lad. Not to be confused with fellow strange sports name, Welcome, Gaston. The first name of Hi, just H-I. It's not my favorite name. How do you say hello to that person?
Hello, hi.
Don't you think you should say, hi, hi?
You could.
Do you think that that's what that person heard their whole life?
Yep.
Hi, hi. Oh, hi, oh, hi. We also had 44 months from Axu Sableye. Thank you.
I'd like to go to a baseball game again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just finished the Japan vlog, right? I released that on Tuesday. And I scrubbed through footage for the next few days, because I only have a few Japan vlogs left, right? And so I scrubbed through the footage, and I to remember what was going on. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, we go to a baseball game.
Long potato.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
Long potato.
Me and Haley shared long potato. It was long potato. It's like this big.
Long potato.
It's French fries. It was a cup of French fries, but all the fries were like this big. Which is weird. It's really... But also, why don't we have that in America? That says, I have long fry pick too. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, at the Tokyo Dome.
You can get long potato.
You can get long potato. I just, you know, if there was like a restaurant around here that was like long potato, I'd be like, I think we need to go. Taylor Grovehorn says, where do you get a potato that big? Japan. I don't know. It does feel wrong. Like it does, like it.
It does.
It feels
it's seriously like the French fries this long.
It does like did they glue them together?
I mean, they might mash them and extrude them through a die, and then deep fry that.
I'd like to imagine instead that they are giant potatoes. That makes my heart happier. I mean, nothing about it makes my heart happy. I guess it's fried food, but you know
want me
to
find the picture of Haley?
I mean, I think we'd probably rather see the potatoes.
Well, it's her holding the potatoes.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yes. This has been an interesting conversation. Would you like to see a photo of Haley? It's like, I mean, that's fine. I think that we're talking about the potatoes. It's a photo I took.
I know.
Oh, but you're in the album.
Yeah, I'm in the group album.
Mm. Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, I found it.
Good work. I can't wait for everyone to see it. The group album, or Growlbum, if you will. Growlbum sounds like a space shmup from the 80s arcade. All right, here we go.
Long potato.
You see that long potato? Because notice they go down because they're in a cup. It's so long. It was also good. It tasted
I
good.
didn't have one.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't by you guys.
No.
No, we didn't get long potato.
I'm sorry.
I wanted crepe, but the
Long
line
crepe?
was very long.
Oh.
No,
Oh!
just a regular
Sorry, something was long. I was like, all right.
the line to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't all get to sit together because the ticket... First off, gotta say thank you to Thomas. Thomas bought all that.
Yeah.
Thomas bought the...
He got some of the tickets, and then he tried to get better tickets, and then he did get the better tickets.
Yeah.
And then he's like, whoever wants the better tickets, claim them first.
Yeah. So... You got to sit in, like, the good seats.
Yeah, we had good seats.
'Cause
Your seats were good, too.
They were, yeah,
Yeah.
they were also good. I just didn't know that I was going to be doing baseball that day.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, we'll do baseball. So we ended up being there. But I think we could see vaguely where you were.
Yeah, you
You
guys
were,
were
like-
off third base, and we were behind home plate.
Yeah. But you didn't get long potato.
I didn't get long potato.
Sorry. You know, you can actually experience what it's like to have long potato at home.
You can have it anywhere if you put a bunch of fries in a line.
That's what I was going to suggest. If you put fries together, that's the same experience.
Sometime in the 2000s, there was a news article about a record-breaking French fry that sold on eBay for some stupid amount.
Because it was long?
Yes. Just quick, get the hot glue gun. And I remember I was working at Culver's at the time, and we had a big fry come through our bags of fries.
Oh.
And one of the assistant managers was like, wait. Let's very carefully deep fry this, and then we can sell it on eBay.
Seems like a lot of effort. Also, I saw M. Tappet asking about the Bonanza Direct. I actually forgot. I actually forgot to watch it. In fairness to me, it was date night. And when I finished the stream, I was like, finish the stream.
And I'm like, I'm going to the store.
And Mal was like, I'm going to the store. And I was like, oh, crap, I need to go to the store. We didn't have a car. Chaz took us to the store.
We still don't have a car. Yeah?
Yeah, we don't have a car.
Okay.
They're supposed to, like, contact me, which they haven't. That's concerning.
I have to go somewhere today. Okay. Anyway, I was going to the store.
I also have to go somewhere today.
Yeah. Call him after this.
Yeah. The car's check engine light came on last week, and I took it to the car fixer yesterday.
The shop.
Yeah, I know what I said. The car fixer. And the car fixer said, it's your... Because when people start talking about cars, I hear the Charlie Brown voice. And
What was it? Oh, look, I know what it was.
well, here's the thing. It didn't matter because it was covered by the warranty. Like
Thermal control valve failure.
it was covered by the car's warranty, which is all I cared about. So as soon as that came out, I was like, oh, everything else that this person says is going to completely leave my brain. But they did say that it was going to take like all day, and they said they could come back tomorrow, and I said okay. And then I came home. I had a wonderful conversation in a car with the driver. It was nice. Rebel Tech says, I work for Subaru and know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Good. The was messed up, and they're like, while they're in there, they're going to want to clean the... And I was like, okay. And they're like, it's only, this much to clean the... And I was like, okay. And like, and they're covered by warranty. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. And then they texted me, and they're like, so you want us to... And I was like, that's fine. And they're like, all right.
You want us to rebuild the engine?
I'm going to get there, and it's going to be like a different car. I'll be like, oh, no.
Man, you talk like the teacher in Peanuts. You text like it too, because I think they texted you.
Yeah, they texted me. I texted back.
It's just symbols?
Yeah, I write in wingdings. And they respond, sir? And I just like, figure it out.
Car thesis.
You could do it. Our service advisors are fluent in Peanut. That was great. It was really great. My driver, like I got into the car yesterday because I was like, I need to get home. And they're like, okay. We're riding, and I'm trying to make conversation, but the radio is on, and it's very like strongly motivated political radio. I'll put it that way. And we're riding, and we're like making conversation, but like the radio, like in our silence, the radio is like talking, and like everybody is different. Everybody got different opinions and stuff, and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. So we're talking, and then we stop talking for a second, and then it's just really, really strongly opinioned political radio, and we'd been in the car for like 7 or 8 minutes, and then finally she's driving, and she goes, God, what was the last person that drove this car listening to? And changes the channel. And I was like, oh. I had no idea. She turned it to like oldies, and I was like, there we go. We can all get behind the oldies. She was fun. I told her the story of everybody moving to Raleigh. Mm-hmm. And every time I've ever told that story to like a stranger, they're always like, that's so cool. And this lady was probably in her, I don't know, like early mid-60s. And she was like, that is such a cool story. And I was like, yeah. She's like, I really love that. And I was like, me also.
I told it to a bike friend who made a cult joke.
And you went, and then they're all like, why are you laughing so weird? No, I'm not. Then you like it was your turn that week with the Colt baton, so you're just like, ah. Yeah. It's fine. Listen. I don't have anything to add after that. I'm just... Renee says, you have a baton? I mean, not right now. It's not our turn with the baton. Yeah. Whoever gets the baton is the leader for the week. I don't know who has the baton.
Neither of us right now.
I don't know who has the baton right now. Yeah, who has it? I think Jeff has it.
We haven't seen it in a while.
Well, Alex had it for like months, and we're like, listen, you can't overthrow the Gover cult by stealing the baton. Was it when he was Father Jim Binion? He's just had it for like 2 years. The Govern cult.
Post the weekly. We are having everyone over on Saturday.
We are, for the best holiday ever.
Yeah.
We picked up everything we need for it. Cookie party.
You have to get cream cheese from Chaz.
I do, yeah. Cookie party. Cookie party is great. I'm gonna vlog the cookie party because, like, of course. And I think the big thing.
Oh, you never posted what you were going to post to the group. That was going to ask for people to film a clip, if they could.
I don't need those clips as bad as
the actual cookie party.
The actual cookie party. If I remember, I'll say something about it. But if not, like, it's not a big deal. I think that once we introduce Cookie Party is Saturday. I think once we introduce the world to Cookie Party, I think they'll be very interested in participating. Because the idea is solid.
Yeah.
Everybody loves cookies. Everybody loves different types of cookies.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's the basis of the thing. So. Is Stephen planning on having Mal bake his cookies? No. Everyone's...
You did pick a stuffed cookie.
So? You know what cooking is? Following directions.
Okay.
It's just following directions. I can follow directions.
It is baking, not cooking.
Doesn't matter. They write out directions, and they're like, follow these directions, and then you follow the directions.
Okay. If it asks you to do it by weight, do it by weight.
You always do it by weight.
If it gives you options, yeah, do it by weight.
You always do it by weight. How many grams is a cup of flour?
You don't know. Those are different things. One is a volumetric and one is a weight.
125. You're right.
I know I am.
But I'm also right.
I'm making lemon ricotta cookies.
Those sound fancy.
I'm excited. I also have some bananas that need used up, so I might make some banana cookies too. Chocolate chip banana.
Overachiever. Double cookies.
I did kind of mention this party to bike friends, and they were like, bring us the extras. And I'm thinking there's not going to be extras.
What extras? Do they know who we are? Do they know Chaz lives here? Like, there's no way we're going to have extra cookies.
Is this going to be like a pig jig where someone gives you their vote?
I mean... I don't think everyone will collectively be like,
this cookie.
This is the best cookie. But I'm sure that we'll have, like, you know, some friendly opinions.
Yeah.
Like, in a good way. Here's the thing. Even if your cookie doesn't come out exactly right, it's still a cookie.
Yeah.
Cookies are only inedible if they're, like, completely destroyed. Even if they're not, like, super what you intended, they're still cookies. So they're still good. 300 bits from Facebook says, I can follow directions, says the man who can't follow the directions on some cinnamon tube rolls. Again, that was because they were printed...
When are you planning to make your cookies?
Backwards. Yeah, so that's the thing. I am busy a lot.
Yeah.
So it's tomorrow.
Okay. I need to mix up the lemon ricotta tomorrow, but I'm not baking them tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have time today. But I can do them tomorrow, so I will do them tomorrow. I will have them ready.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Okay.
Like with the other things I got going on, I don't have time to make like a test batch So I just need to hope they come out good the first time. That's fine. It's totally fine. Can we watch you make the cookies? You know, for science.
You could.
Probably not.
I might mix mine up tonight so that I can get everything washed for you. Except the sheet pans. Because I don't need those right away anyway.
Okay. Renee, I tried, chat.
No picnic is complete without Tiny Eddie's popular avocado jerky.
You can make jerky out of anything. So you can make jerky out of avocado. I don't know that that's how people want to enjoy avocado.
No, it's not how I want to enjoy avocado.
Also, from Jet, I'm good at following directions. Do you remember the cinnamon roll stream? This was on everyone's mind. I was like, yes, fine, I got it. Everyone remembers the cinnamon rolls. I remember the cinnamon rolls too. Being delicious. They were fine. And yeah, please don't jerk my avocado. That was Bits from Leaf who says, all this cookie talk has made me hungry for a snack. Tiny Eddie, do you have any cookies? Avocado jerky. I would try it. I would try it. Because, like, fruit jerky exists. They call it leather. Fruit leather. So, I've never seen avocado leather, but, like, it probably...
No.
Okay. No. Yeah, the taco seasoning. Listen.
The buttered toast.
The
metal mug in the microwave.
That's... These are isolated incidents over the course of a decade and a half.
So you're due for another one.
The mug doesn't count. I was asleep.
You put metal in the microwave.
Asleep? I was asleep. I wasn't awake. So I think I think that one can probably be scratched from the record. When was the last time Mao had a catastrophic cooking disaster? You've probably had something that you can recall. You're like, that did not work out.
Maybe I burnt a pizza once. Had it on broil and forgot, but not like on fire, inedible.
That's the only thing you got. That's all you got.
Yeah.
That's...
I made all of my cooking disasters before I turned 18.
Yeah, that's because you started cooking before you were 18. I started cooking when I was 18, so I have to like
20?
So I have to catch up.
Yeah.
I'm gotta make some mistakes now. I didn't cook when I was younger.
I know.
I didn't cook until college. Things are going great. You wait till you taste my cookies.
I can remember probably the biggest cooking disaster. There's two I can think of.
Okay.
Once, I think I was in middle school. I was at my friend Tori's house, and we decided we wanted to make chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And we misread the recipe, like cups instead of tablespoons. So we put like a cup of cocoa powder in instead of like a tablespoon or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They
were really good, but they were, like it was like you eat half of one and that was it.
That's a pretty big difference.
It was.
It's pretty big.
And then another time I had read about melting down Starlight mints, the red and white circle mints. And like you could put them in a cookie cutter and melt them and then let them cool and they would make that shape. So I decided I wanted to try that. And then I was getting, I was like, I need this to cool down faster. And I had done it in a glass Pyrex pan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it broke. But I was quite young when that happened. And then a couple years later, my mom's boyfriend at the time took one of those vintage Pyrex mixing bowls, the ones people collect nowadays, you guys know? Those of you that know.
Yeah, you guys know, and I'm thinking false.
The ones that are 3 colors, and then like the middle one is like the alternating color of the big one and the small one. My mom had a set of those, and he took one of them and put it on the glass stovetop and tried to cook in it, and it exploded.
That's a little wild.
Yeah. And I was really sad because I liked those bowls. They were great.
How old was this human being?
An adult? I mean,
So old?
I was probably 16,
Jesus Christ.
and he was older than my mom.
So
guy.
that person truly had never cooked.
I guess not. Nobody got hurt, right? I wasn't there. I just knew later.
Yeah, that person truly like didn't. Because like some people start cooking when they're younger. Some people start cooking when they're older. Some people never cook. Period.
These,
Oh, yeah.
you've probably seen them.
Yeah.
We had these exact set too. The green and white spring blossom vintage bowls.
I think knowing how to cook, which again is just knowing how to carefully follow directions, is an important skill for everybody.
Yeah. You do cook.
I know you're the only person who can like abdicate for me here.
Yes. Steven does cook. He's really good at breakfast things. I don't know why, but every time like you're like,
I mean, I know why. It's because it's the thing I want to eat most, so it's the thing that I made the most, so I had the most practice with.
you are like, I'm gonna get really good at making eggs, and then you are excellent at making eggs. Or like, I'm gonna really perfect this French toast recipe, and then you do it. Or like waffles, and then you do it. It's always a breakfast thing with you.
Waffles. Put the
You're
mix.
the one who decided to get like a better waffle iron, and I was like, well, then you're washing it because I'm never gonna use it.
Yeah, washing it is the thing that makes you not want to eat waffles.
Correct.
But they are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know how to cook. There have been mistakes over the years, as there is wont to be
Yeah.
occasionally in everything in life.
It's only 4 things.
So it's only 4
Yeah,
things
4
that we
things.
know of.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's other mistakes, but they're smaller, and they were delicious. Like the time I made grilled cheese with 7 slices of cheese. You know, that wasn't really a mistake. That was a feature, not a bug. I'm still alive. In the first bite, did I think this was too much cheese? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Intelligent One. That was culinary genius. And really, the taco seasoning, while technically a mistake, was a blessing in disguise. I didn't have to make new taco seasoning for like 2 years.
I do really like that taco seasoning recipe, and we ran out of that taco seasoning, and I've wanted to do more of it.
Yeah.
But then we bought a Costco taco seasoning.
Which is several years
Yeah.
of taco seasoning.
And it's good taco seasoning,
It
but
is
I
good.
like ours better.
Yeah, but we
Have to make it.
we have to use what we have from the Costco,
Yeah.
which means that, you know, in 2029 we'll probably
Yeah.
need to make more.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think everyone should learn to, and it's not even learning, it's really just like patiently reading a thing for cooking. Because I have friends who started young, and I have friends that started older, and I have friends who still to this day do not cook.
Yep.
They just don't. Under any circumstances, they are, I mean, some are financially well off enough that they just eat out all the time, which has some downsides. Really should, like, even if you can afford to do that, there's like some other downsides that you really shouldn't do that. So yeah, there's a lot of different I know a lot of different people. But being able to, like, cook something is, I think it's empowering, too.
Yeah.
Because then you're like...
Last night we made a cheesy salmon pasta with spinach.
It was very good.
It was very good.
It was really good.
It was very good.
It was excellent. And it made a lot of leftovers.
Yeah.
That's fine. We got 28 months. 28 months for PF Dog. 500 bits from Broken Dylan, who says, was motivated by the extras video and decided to finally get some wall art from my place and got Mal's Milky Way Mountain canvas painting yesterday. And now I can't wait to get more art for the walls.
Awesome.
That is the Milky Way Mountain is really good.
Thank you.
It is really, really good. And because it's one of the biggest paintings you've done, because it's the biggest painting you've done, it's also, like, the most detailed.
Yeah.
So, you can get a canvas print of, like, anything. And it'll look good. Mm-hmm. But with the Milky Way Mountain, like, it's, like, a lot of detail in it.
Yeah. There's a ton of detail in it. You
worked on it for a long time.
I sure did. It takes up a really big wall in Jordan's nursery.
Lickstern says, can I get that link to Mal art? It's Mal merch. Malmerch.com. We tried to alliterate. So malmerch.com and stevenshop.com. I don't do art, though.
No. You could.
I colored a Pokemon.
I know you did.
It's the wrong color.
I mean, so was Simba and Rafiki in the Game
Boy
Lion King game.
Yeah, and that's a real product from Disney. So, and I'm closer in color than they were.
Yeah, you were.
The reason that that game has that palette, though, is it's just a palette swap of the Game Boy. So it's not really a choice. Anyway, it's fine. I forget what it is. There's like a certain amount of palettes that the original Game Boy has for that. It's what it is. It's the Game Boy Color. The Game Boy Color can reassign those into very specific palettes, and there's like 30 or something that it can do. When I was a kid, and I was playing, one of the things that you learn is that if you start a Game Boy game in the Game Boy Color, depending on a button combination that you push, it switches into that specific palette. So you start the game and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to press left and select, or up and A, or whatever, and depending on what you did, it changed the palette of the game. And I remember that I figured that out and thought it was the coolest thing, and my favorite palette was one that made everything negative. So I think it's like down in B, or is it right B? Okay, Joltron's the same. Yeah, like it made everything like white on black, essentially. And it was really cool, and I was like...
It was night mode.
Yeah, it was like neat. I was like, oh, this is super cool. Anyway. It was... I grew up in a great era of video games. Nowadays, everything looks hyper-realistic, and we got all the technology, and, you know, aside from, like, VR being, like, a huge technical jump, everything is, like, very similar, but man, the Game Boy Color, that was fun. That was very old. Okay, things that are coming up.
Tomorrow morning, I'm painting.
Remind me at 2 p.m. to watch the Donkey Kong Direct.
Okay,
I need to actually watch that.
I'm doing a new painting tomorrow morning of Goldenrod, the flower.
Not the city.
No, there's a city?
In Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah. It is right B. Okay. Not planning to film the reaction to the Direct. because it's just like the one game. But I will watch it. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., watch Mal paint an entire painting in a single sitting.
That's the goal.
And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m., Markar War.
Left Behind Cup? What's it called?
Left Behind Cup?
Well, if you don't have the right placement when you cross the finish line, you
Knockout Tour.
Knockout Tour.
The Left Behind Cup, the Left for Dead Cup.
Toads come after you if you don't have fourth after. Yeah.
The Knockout Tour, yes. Knockout Tour. And we'll be finishing Knockout Tour tomorrow. He said. With some amount of certainty. Maybe. Probably. All right. That's it. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday afternoon. And we will see you in the morning at 11 a.m. for
painting.
And then later for Mario Kart.